The Beautiful Story of Mustafa and Sharjeena. Mustafa was the youngest son in his family, with an elder brother who was well settled and a sister who was happily married. Mustafa, however, was carefree and a bit rebellious. He had a talent for creating games and was an expert in coding, but he lacked focus and direction in life. His parents, always worried about his future, frequently scolded him for spending too much time on his mobile phone, hanging out with his bad friends, and avoiding any serious responsibility. They often compared him to his elder brother, who had established a successful career, and would constantly degrade Mustafa in front of others, calling him useless and loser. On the other side, there was the decent and respectable family of Sharjeena. She had two younger sisters, and her parents were well known in their community for their traditional values. Sharjeena, the eldest daughter, was everything her parents could hope for in a daughter. She was intelligent, responsible, loyal, and hardworking. Her parents had arranged her marriage to Mustafa's elder brother, believing him to be the perfect match for their daughter. But Mustafa's elder brother, who was highly ambitious and had a commanding personality, rejected Sharjeena to marry a wealthy business owner, prioritizing financial gain over their proposed union. He told Sharjeena that he wasn't interested in the marriage, despite their families being close friends. This left Sharjeena heartbroken, and her parents were left in a state of confusion, not understanding why their daughter had been rejected by a man they thought would be ideal for her. After the rejection, Mustafa's parents decided to visit Sharjeena's house to apologize for the situation and the hurt caused. During the visit, something unexpected happened. Sharjeena, who had admired Mustafa from afar, requested him to marry her. Despite the initial shock, Mustafa agreed, and they were married soon after. But the road to a peaceful marriage wasn't easy. Mustafa's mother was furious about the union, and was strongly against the marriage. She taunted Sharjeena constantly, but Sharjeena never responded disrespectfully. Instead, she held her head high, treating Mustafa's family with respect and fulfilling her responsibilities carefully, even when Mustafa's mother continued to make harsh comments. As time passed, Mustafa began to fall deeply in love with Sharjeena. Her strength, resilience, and unwavering support transformed him. He started caring for her, helping with her chores, and assisting her with her assignments. Sharjeena had always seen the potential in Mustafa, and she encouraged him to pursue his talent for game development. She pushed him to apply for jobs, believing that his skills could lead to something great. Sharjeena's determination inspired Mustafa, but their lives were far from easy. They faced constant disrespect from Mustafa's family, especially his elder brother and his wife. Only Mustafa's father stood by them, offering support. Eventually, due to a trumped-up charge orchestrated by his elder brother's wife, Mustafa and Sharjeena were kicked out of the family home. Homeless and struggling, Mustafa and Sharjeena rented a small, old house. Despite the hardships, Sharjeena remained Mustafa's pillar of strength. She encouraged him to keep going and to never give up on his dreams. Mustafa realized that people only respected money and status, so he decided to work hard and prove himself for Sharjeena, the woman who had stood by him through everything. Mustafa partnered with a business associate who was also a pro gamer, and together they started making games. They quickly began moving towards success, but Mustafa became consumed by his work, spending less time with Sharjeena. He was determined to provide a luxurious life for her and their future children, but in doing so, he neglected her emotional needs. Sharjeena, while proud of Mustafa's progress, needed his attention and love. She became pregnant, but Mustafa was too focused on his work to notice the strain in their relationship. One day, after several months of hard work, Mustafa finally became successful. He bought a luxurious car and a beautiful house, planning to surprise Sharjeena and apologize for his neglect. But when he arrived home to share the good news, he found Sharjeena alone, in pain. The electricity had gone out, and as she stood up to light a candle, she collapsed on the floor and tragically lost their baby. Sharjeena recovered physically, but emotionally, she was devastated. She decided to go back to her parents' house, angry and hurt by Mustafa's lack of attention. Mustafa realized that he had been too focused on material success and had failed to be the husband Sharjeena needed. Meanwhile, Mustafa's elder brother, driven by greed, had thrown their parents out of their own home and was selling it to make a profit. He was also involved in an extramarital affair, repeatedly cheating on his wife. His deceit was eventually uncovered, and his wife, who had been plotting against Mustafa and Sharjeena, had him thrown in prison for his actions. In a moment of clarity, Mustafa decided to take his parents in and bring them to his new home. His parents, humbled by his success and their own mistakes, apologized to him. Determined to repair the damage caused by their actions, Mustafa's parents went to Sharjeena's house to apologize as well. Sharjeena, though hurt, forgave Mustafa's parents. However, she refused to return to him, as the emotional pain was still too great. Mustafa called her, hoping for one last chance to meet and talk. They met, but the issues between them remained unresolved. Sharjeena returned to her parents' house with tears in her eyes, while Mustafa left with a heavy heart, knowing he had lost the woman he loved. A few days later, Sharjeena went to the old rented house to collect her belongings. Mustafa, unable to stay away, showed up at the house too. They met and finally confronted each other, admitting their mistakes and apologizing for the hurt they had caused each other. In that moment, they hugged each other tightly, their eyes brimming with tears and their faces radiant with smiles, as they felt a deep sense of joy and sorrow. Both realized the depth of their love and the importance of forgiveness, finally finding peace and understanding. In the end, Mustafa and Sharjeena's love story became one of growth, struggle, and redemption. They both learned the importance of balance, between love and ambition, between success and family. Their love, once tested by adversity, emerged stronger than ever, proving that true love can heal even the deepest wounds. I hope you enjoyed this interesting story. Remember, practice makes perfect, so keep reading, listening, and speaking English to improve your skills. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more engaging English learning stories. See you in the next video.